Dear students, now we'll have a discussion on tie line bias control, that is frequency bias tie line control for an two area system. Here in general, if you are considering for an interconnected system, then there are three modes of operation of an interconnected system which can be carried out in a following ways. That is, first one is flat frequency control, where the control is obtained at a constant frequency of that system. And second one is when a system responds to a tie line changes and changes its generation to maintain the scheduled tie line changes, then it cannot respond to the frequency changes in the isolated system. So this is called as a flat tie line mode of operation. This is the second mode of the operation. Then third one is what? Above methods, what we have stated, we are having the disadvantages of that above method. So if we are combining the two methods, then we can obtain a frequency bias control for that particular system, that is two area system. So what we are doing here, flat frequency control, and whatever the changes we are having in the generation to maintain the scheduled tie lines, that is what we are calling it as a flat tie line mode, we are mixing together and we are having the frequency bias control of the system. So in the isolated systems, already we have seen that addition of an integral controller, what it does, it stabilizes the frequency deviation to 0. So if we are not having any frequency deviation in the system, then automatically we can achieve the tie line bias control of that two area network or an isolated system. So here we can have the cases of increase in the frequency, so that we can arrive at a control scheme, that is delta P12 is equal to P12 minus PSCH. That is what you can take it as equation number 1, wherein P12 is the actual power flow from area number 1 to 2. As you know, here you are considering the area 1 and area 2. So you have to take the actual power flow from area number 1 and 2. And P12 of SCH means what? It is the scheduled interchange of power from area number 1 to 2. We are having the two powers here. One is the scheduled interchange of power and another one is the actual power. If you subtract those two, then you will get delta P12. That is nothing but the difference in the power from area number 1 to 2. And in the next step, what we need to do, a control signal, it is made up of a tie line flow deviations which are added to the weighted frequency deviations by a factor known as a bias factor, and it can achieve the desired objective of restoring to a normal value and holding the tie line power flow at a scheduled values. That is, it will restore the normal value and also it will hold the tie line power flow at a scheduled values. So to achieve this, the control signal we are taking, and it is called as a area control error, that is ACE. And in area control error, it can be defined as ACE is equal to delta P12 plus beta 1 of delta omega. This is for area number 1. And for area number 2, the area control error is delta P21 plus beta 2 of delta omega. Here only the change is P12 and P21 you are taking for area number 1 and 2, and beta 1 and beta 2, these two beta 1 and beta 2 already we have derived in the equation for tie line control with a primary speed control characteristics in your previous videos. So here beta 1 2 and beta 2 are nothing but what? They are the bias factors, and the amount of that bias factor interactions what you are having during the disturbance in the another area, it can be given as beta 1 is equal to D1 plus 1 divided by R1, and beta 2 is equal to D2 plus 1 divided by R2. These equations for beta 1 and beta 2 already we have derived in your tie line bias control for two area system, that is with a primary speed control. So here delta P12 and delta P21 are the deviations from the scheduled tie line interchanges. Delta, if your meaning means what, it will be the deviations from area number 1 to 2. In the next step, what we need to do is you need to have a choice of a bias factor. Already here you have defined the bias factor for a weighted frequency deviation. So you need to derive that choice of the bias factor with the help of area control error signals. So the area control error signals in general form is expressed as ACE is equal to K1 of delta P1 2 plus beta 1 of delta omega is equal to 0. This is for area number 1, and for area number 2 ACE is equal to K2 of delta P1 2 of plus beta 2 into delta omega is equal to 0. These two are the equations what you are taking for the ACE signals in area number 1 and 2. From steady state view, whatever the beta 1 and beta 2 you are taking, that is not important if you are taking the steady state parameter of that system. So you can neglect the parameter beta 1 and beta 2. Then in the next step, from the assume that whatever the sudden change of delta PL1 in the area 1 you are having, so that can be expressed in terms of the frequency deviation as delta omega is equal to minus of delta PL1 divided by beta 1 plus beta 2. This will be your frequency deviation whenever you are having the change in the load, that is delta PL1. So next what you do, delta P12 you calculate. Delta P12 is equal to delta PL1 into beta 2 divided by beta 1 plus beta 2 I will get. So substitute the value of this in area number 1 and 2, that is area control number 1 and 2, then you will get minus of delta PL1 of beta 1 plus beta 2 divided by beta 1 plus beta 2 is equal to minus of delta PL1. Then in the area control number 2, we are having minus of delta PL1 of beta 2 plus beta 2 divided by beta 1 plus beta 2. Here you see it will be beta 1 plus beta 2. Here it is minus of beta 2 plus of beta 2 divided by beta 1 plus beta 2 will be equal to 0. Thus only the supplementary control in area 1 will be changing the load reference point to meet the load change in area 1. Hence what you need to do, supplementary control of area 2 will not be affected at all. So this is what the derivation we are having for tie line bias control with a frequency bias tie line control in an 2 area system. Thank you.